Welcome to the Agents Lounge podcast, where we talk all things real estate with the industry's top performers. Join us as we dive into the inspiring journeys of successful agents and uncover the secrets to their success. Whether you're a seasoned agent or just starting out, we got the tips and tricks to help you navigate the world of real estate. Brought to you by Integrity Comfort Solutions. So grab a seat and join us in the Agents Lounge.
Welcome back to the Agents Lounge podcast. I'm your host today, Marco Salinas, and I have a co-host as well. His name is Francisco Bermudez Jr.
Hello.
Francisco, welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, and so lately we've been doing something a little bit different. This show is the Agents Lounge, which is mostly focused on real estate, but we're doing a lot of episodes with trade partners. And today we have one of our special trade partners that's been doing business with Integrity for quite some time now. Mm-hmm. And the business is called COR Plumbing. And it is owned by a gentleman by the name of Cesar Rodriguez. Right?
Yeah. Cesar Rodriguez.
Cesar Rodriguez. It's not Junior, right?
No, it's not.
Okay. And so, Cesar, welcome to the podcast today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, though.
Absolutely. So we want to talk a little bit today about your business. We want to talk a little bit about, what makes you guys a little different. Every business is a little different, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of plumbers in San Antonio.
A lot.
There's no shortage of plumbers, right? Mm-mm. But believe it or not, we still come across plumbers and other businesses as well where the person will say, we'll be there at 12 o'clock. And then they don't show up at 12 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Or, we're going to fix this thing, and then they don't fix it. And so what we try to do here is form relationships with the right kind of people where if they say they're going to do something, they actually do it, right?
Yes.
That's a big thing. Now, for Francisco, he names his business Integrity, which is a play on the words integrity, but in the air conditioning space, right? Because he takes these kind of things very seriously. I know you well, Cesar. You and I are good friends as well from church. And there's one thing I also know about you is that you take your business very seriously. You take your taking care of your customers very, very seriously. And you do very high quality work. You've done work for me, myself personally. And I can definitely, speak on the quality of the service that you guys provide. So we try to form relationships with those type of people working with Integrity Comfort Solutions. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your background? I always like to know, how did you get into plumbing? Have you always had your own company, or did you work for somebody else? And is this something like your dad did it, or you had a family member, or did you just discover this on your own? Take me back to the very beginning of how you started with plumbing.
Oh, my God.
In this world.
Well, let me see. I was 17 years old when I decided, I actually had to work. And my dad, he was an AC guy. But we were like commercial industrial. It was industrial work. I needed a job, so I decided to go and work for my dad. He worked for this big, huge, multimillionaire company where there was a mechanical, there was an electrician, and a plumber. So I worked for them for 5 years, and I was pretty good. The company was sold to a multimillionaire company from New York. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was called COR Corporation. So the owners, they signed a contract where they had to split from the city, and the master plumber moved into, he actually was a master and a mechanical person that I moved into San Antonio. By the contract say that he needed to move out. And after a year he moved here in San Antonio. He called my dad and asked my dad if I wanted to come over here and work for him as the AC guy. So that's how I decided to come over here to San Antonio.
So you actually started as an AC first.
I was pretty good. And we were,
Maybe you could pull them over.
But the only difference with us, it was all sheet metal.
Oh, okay.
We used to cut.
That's what that industrial
it's
type of work does?
And then it was just big units, AC units. It was huge schools. industrial buildings. I mean, like let's say like Amazon thing, the whole thing,
Like a warehouse.
big house.
Oh, okay. And so about what time, what year was this that you came here doing that?
Like 2022, was it?
Oh, 2002.
Sorry, 2000. I'm sorry, 2000. No, I was.
When you first come to San Antonio.
2003.
2003. Okay.
2003. Yeah, 2002, 2003-ish. And then I started working as the AC company, and then now doing commercial as well, but it was kind of more restaurant stuff like that, and it started getting real slow. And that's when I decided to move into plumbing.
Ah.
And now I've been doing plumbing for over, 20 years?
Over 20 years. So you started working with somebody else.
Yes.
For a while. You were working for another company. How long? How long
I
before
worked for that company for 11 years.
Oh, okay.
Doing on not only the service only.
Only on the service side.
Only on the service side, but I mean, I was pretty good on reading plans, and I pretty good on the construction side because of my background as the AC.
Yeah.
So I start pushing the company to get into commercial plumbing kind of stuff, and so I brought that into the company, and that's how I learned all the new construction side on plumbing.
Wow. Wow. So you learned a lot in that 11 years about plumbing.
Yeah.
Pretty much you learned residential and commercial? Both.
Both of them.
But you kind of have a little bit of a background working more with the commercial side of anything,
Yes,
right?
because right after that, and then I moved into this other company that all they do is commercial, and because of my background on service and then kind of commercial, they pushed me through this big jobs commercial.
Wow.
And I had like over 5 years experience doing only commercial at all.
Wow. So then what was the year that you started COR?
2018.
2018?
Mm-hmm.
2018. Okay, so yeah, that's fairly recent.
2018.
So just a couple years before the pandemic and everything.
Yeah, it was a year before. I was already kind of going years before that.
Side jobs and stuff like that.
Kinda, but I was already licensed. I just wasn't. I was here a master plumber, but I wasn't like a full company company until that 2018 is when I actually opened my business name, and
everything legal, official,
and everything, and then I started doing work as a COR plumber.
Wow. And you started off with one truck?
Yeah, it was just me.
You by yourself and one truck and your dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because your logo has a dog on it.
Yes, that was my puppy.
That was your puppy?
Oh, that was He
when
passed last year. Yeah.
He passed that's your mascot.
Yeah, that was him.
Oh man, yeah. No, not everybody puts a dog on their logo. So I said that dog must be important to Cesar.
It was 14 years. We had it for 14 years.
Oh man, it's a lab, just in case for the listeners that don't know what that looks like. And labs are very good, loyal dogs, man.
Yep.
Very good dogs. Well, okay, so you mentioned something. You mentioned that you're a master plumber. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about what does that take? What is required for a person to become a master plumber? Do you have to have a certain amount of experience?
Yes.
Or is it just classroom stuff?
No. You gotta have so much experience. To become a journeyman plumber, you need to have 8,000 hours of work.
8,000 hours for journeyman?
You have to be under a master plumber.
Okay.
So that would take you like 4 or 5 years-ish.
Okay.
And then after that, a year after you're a journeyman, you can go ahead and apply for your master's. But for your master, you gotta know. There's a lot of more stuff. You gotta know about OSHA stuff, about taxes, about law, and then you gotta go all the way to the state of Austin, all the way to the State Board of Plumbing Examinators.
Yep.
And it is like 2 days test.
Wow.
Yeah, and it is pretty hard. And then they divide it on 3 sections.
Now, do you have to take classroom classes to do this, or you can have a study guide at home, or what?
You can get your pre-test course.
Yeah.
And it's 3 days course that I took it. And I recommend it to everybody because, I mean, pretty much they tell you what is going to come out on the test.
Yeah.
And they give you an idea, I mean, what are you going through? Not just going blank and you don't even know what's going to happen. So
Wow. So do you think that makes a big difference, Cesar, if there's 2 different plumbers and one of them has a master plumber, the other one doesn't, Does that make a difference? Now, if you have your own plumber operation, you have to be a master plumber to own your own.
Mm-hmm. The only difference between a journeyman and a master, they can do the same thing on the field. The only difference is that a master plumber can have a business and the journeyman can't.
Oh, okay.
That's the only difference.
So you're working for somebody else.
Yes,
if you're a journeyman.
as a journeyman. Now I can be a master plumber and work under somebody else.
Yeah.
And I can have my regular master plumber license, but there's another license that I got that is called a responsible master plumber.
Yeah.
And that's if you want to open a business. And to get that card, all you gotta do, you gotta prove your insurance. You gotta give it a proof that you're insurance.
Yep.
And they'll send you it's called gold card.
Oh, okay.
Gold card, and that's your responsible master plumber.
Yeah. And that's just there to give confidence to the consumer to know that if you're going into their house to work on their stuff, that you really know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing. And it proves that you have a lot of experience under your belt, right? That you've been doing it for a long time. You've seen a lot of these things firsthand, and you've trained under somebody else who also knew what they were doing that trained you.
Yes.
Right? So there's a high level of knowledge that comes to the table the moment that you're hiring a master plumber.
Oh, yes. Right? Oh, yes. I mean, you know that person. I mean, he's been through a whole 5, 6, 7 years of experience. And I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Because I think one of the things we see in San Antonio is that a lot of people, they want the work done. They want it done inexpensive. Sometimes they hire the Theo or just somebody who has a little knowledge of that kind of stuff, right? But sometimes it ends up coming back to bite them.
Yes.
Right? Have you ever had to fix what the other guy didn't do right?
A lot of times.
Yeah. And does it usually end up costing the customer more?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
yes.
Because a lot of times it's end up more damage or more issues or because they didn't do it right in the first place.
Correct.
Right? So I think it's definitely important to make sure that you have somebody that has all the licenses and all the knowledge under their belt, right?
Yeah, then even if you're a master plumber, we still need to get or continue it every year, once a year.
Oh,
we have to keep it renewed every year.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure
you have that too, right? Yeah. Do you have anything like that?
Yes, we have to. We have to do I think 8 hours of training every year.
Oh, okay.
And then we gotta submit that and reapply.
So that is part of your CE?
Yes, but that's a good question because it just reminded me that I haven't received my license from the state. No, we did. We submitted all our paperwork, but they never
received it.
Okay, I see.
But I mean, what do you expect from?
Just leave it at that.
Yes.
Just leave it at that.
Go Texas.
Yeah, just leave it at that. Yeah. No, well, that's interesting. Again, I think it's important just to make sure that people understand that there's a difference between, the person that you're trying to save a little bit of money on and somebody else it may cost you a little bit more, but they're going to get it done right.
Yeah.
They're going to get these things done right.
So from the consumer, because a lot of our listeners are homeowners or realtors, what are some of the things that they should be maintaining in their home on an annual basis or every couple of years, or what's one of the ways that homeowners or business owners can do to make sure that they don't have any plumbing issues?
Yeah, but
obviously to prevent things from happening.
Oh yeah, no, and then I understand that. What I recommend my customers all the time is water pressure. That's a big one. Yes, it is. And a lot of people is like, oh, I like to take this shower with a lot of pressure coming into my. But I mean, it's not good.
So you're saying high pressure is bad for your pipes?
It's just like a blood pressure, brother.
Whoa!
I mean, if you are high pressure, I mean, either you get a risk that you can get
something's gonna burst.
Yeah, that's the same thing with a house.
That's what a stroke is. Yeah.
So if you have high pressure, you can have faucets leaking. You can have the showers leaking. You can burst your water heater. I mean, about that leak.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something maybe because of the high pressure. So I think that's one of the main things that people should be checking every year. And then
how do you check that, Cesar?
You just go in. I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, you can go ahead and check it out in the spigot. Outside house bit.
It shows it on there?
Oh, I mean, they'll sell you.
You have to buy that little pressure
gauge.
device.
There's a gauge that they'll sell you on it, but it's cheap and
they have it at Walmart.
Yeah, it's worth it. And all you gotta make sure is below 80 pounds of pressure.
It needs to be below 80 pounds.
I mean, 60, 50. I mean, I have a 2-story home. In my story home, I mean, I'm on 50, I believe. And you get used to it. And you get to a point where you don't need that much pressure. And I mean, I've been there for over 15 years. I had never had a problem.
Yeah. But I think, doesn't the city also kind of control a little bit your neighborhood or whatever like that?
Well, that's the reason.
It fluctuates.
Yes, that's the reason why you need to install a regulator, a pressure regulator valve, and that will keep your pressure at one pressure. Because the city, remember, at nights, it is more pressure because stop using it.
Everybody's
and
taking
during
showers.
the day low, so it's a lot of pressure just up and down. So if you have a pressure regulator valve, I mean, it will keep your pressure at the same, and that will help all your appliances, all your fixtures. I mean, anything in the house. I mean,
but does that come with the house, or you have to put that on?
It depends on the year of the house.
The newer houses have it.
Oh yeah, by law they have to have it by code. So now all the houses they don't have it, so it is recommended to just add it.
Yeah.
There at the supply house, we saw some sensors to close your prevent
meter.
water floods.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about those, or in case you have a water leak, it should shut down?
Yes, I mean there's some of those sensors that you can put it by the water softener. If you have a water softener hooked up, if you don't have one, I mean there's one that goes by the meter, or by your water heater. And know what it is. Well, there's some kind of fancy one. There's some expensive ones. There's some that has a wire that goes into the ground, and if it gets wet, it will shut it off automatic. It will shut it off. And there's some that actually they are Wi-Fi, and they'll send you a signal to your house that if there's something abnormal into your water house you want me to do, you can actually shut it off on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, is it worth it? Maybe it is. I mean, because I've seen houses flooded. I mean, why? Because either too much pressure and the lines. Most of the cases happen on the toilet supply line.
Oh, okay.
The connection is plastic.
Oh,
I mean, you see it's plastic, and that thing just boom busted. Oh. You're not home. Imagine just a pipe just throwing water. I mean, 80 pounds of pressure just throwing up for hours.
Imagine if it's upstairs.
You get home and the whole ceiling is down. I mean, it's a mess.
Have you seen anything like that?
Yes,
with your own eyes.
A lot of times. That's something that we go through. I mean, all the time. It's just something.
So it's pretty common.
By doing maintenance, you can prevent that.
Yes, that's why we always tell customers. The first thing that you always have to make sure that the number one thing that you gotta always have to make sure is good on your house, the water pressure. The other one is a water heater. Some people, they don't even know what a water heater is. Where's your water heater? I don't know. It's somewhere in the closet.
So how long should a water heater last, and how do you get it to last?
The water heater, the water heater average life is 11 years. Between 9 and 11 years. I mean, I've seen water heaters that last over 20 years. Mm-hmm. And I've seen water heaters that only last 6 years. So it's a difference, right? It's a pretty much difference. The only thing is just prevent it, just do some maintenance.
What type of maintenance are?
Pretty much.
How do you maintain a water heater? You have to drain it, right?
Yes, but that's the main thing. Drain it once a year, and that's because all the calciums, all that buildup that it gets into the water heaters, you might want to get rid of all that buildup that it gets. Even if you have water softener, you're still gonna get some buildup.
Does it? It still gets some?
It still gets some buildup.
That's how hard the water is in our area, right? That it gets a lot of that junk in there.
It is pretty bad. The other is just making sure all the temperatures and the gas and everything is connected properly. The other thing that you gotta check is your TMP. The TMP is a temperature pressure valve. That's real important on a water heater, because that little thing right there, it can save your life. And people don't know that. But that's a water heater. It is a bomb.
Yeah,
it is a bomb. Yes. I mean, if the water heater, let's say the water heater has this, it has a thermostat, and the thermostat is not good, and it's just start overheating.
Right.
And instead of going 140, 200, 230, so that's why you have the TMP. The TMP, when it gets into 215 degrees, automatic, it opens up. And release the pressure, and then cold water goes into the tank.
Wow.
But it's just going to get to a point, if it's too old, that those things, they won't not open.
Or they don't even have it if it's too old, right?
Or some people, they see it dripping and say, oh, look, there's a leak. Just cap him. Just put a cap on it.
Whoa.
So what's gonna happen? But that thing's gonna keep
pressure
boiling
just
and
keeps
boiling
building.
and boiling, and until now, it's still boilers going through the roof. I mean, like
Like a rocket ship,
like a rocket ship going.
like a Elon Musk.
And then when we get those continuous, it's like 8 hours of class.
Yeah.
It's like 3-4 hours. It's always about water heaters.
Just on that.
Every year they talk about water heater. Why? Because it's something that keeps happening and happening every
Wow.
year. People don't.
Now, have you ever seen the explosion?
No,
Okay.
I never seen.
So that sounds like it's
I've seen
kind of
them on
rare.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them on
I
YouTube.
Kinda
think I'm
somewhat
gonna
rare.
go on YouTube and put water heaters.
Water heater explosion
Yeah.
for those
Yes.
that are listening or watching that want to search some of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good reason
Yeah.
to make sure you have a good plumber alone.
Okay, so we covered leaks, the water heaters. So
Pressure, we covered pressure.
so every year we get the what do you call the winter apocalypse
yes.
here in San Antonio, where everybody's posting photos of looking for a husband at Home Depot because if they can fix the water heater, there might be a good catch. But I mean, people are always calling us during that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, do you know plumber? Because everybody that I've called is busy.
Yes.
So, is there any preventative things that they can do?
But yeah, I mean, like the one that we had, what is it, 3 years, 2 years?
Couple years. It's all a blur to me, but
Well,
yeah. We call it snowvid or
whatever.
snowmageddon.
That one was crazy because usually the pipes inside the wall, I mean, they won't freeze. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever is exposed into the air, it does.
Different
so
story.
that's what we always recommend. If you have a speaker out of the house, I mean, that little piece, put a cover.
Yeah.
Or if you have a pipe coming out from the ground that a lot of people does, like on the ranch,
Yeah.
make sure you put a lot of something just to cover it up. But that year, I mean, it was even pipes inside the walls. I mean, it was just
Man.
fine. I mean, and I guess it was,
Because there was no power.
yeah. And then
There was
I
no
mean,
power,
was
so
just-
there
it
was no
so
heating in the
cold.
house, and so everything got cold everywhere.
It was
Yeah.
so cold, and the houses here, they're not prepared for that type of cold. Now,
Correct.
I remember seeing that we had a lot of leaks, attic leaks.
Okay.
And I guess you have the attic. There's the insulation on the attic, and the pipes that go over the insulation. They were insulated, but the actual roof, is not insulated. So there was that gap. I mean, it was so cold that it will bust the pipe.
Wow.
Now on all those leaks that we had, it was either a PVC or copper. I didn't see any PEX pipe busted. So
What
that's
kind?
PEX.
Oh,
PEX, the
that's the-
flexible.
That's the strongest one.
Yeah, I think. I mean, for now,
It's like plastic.
plastic.
Oh,
PEX.
but it expands a little bit.
Correct. It has
Okay.
expansion. I mean, and I think from now on, I mean, we use it a lot. PEX pipe, we use it. For me, PEX is the best right now. And for now, I mean, it's just
That's the way to go.
it's just a way to go. I mean, because copper and PVC at one point they're gonna burst.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
is it better? And you're supposed to keep the water running, right?
Well, they're saying that you could, yeah. So the water keeps running, the hot side keep running, but there were some customers that actually did that, and it froze.
Still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still. I mean, it was so.
That was
so
that
cold.
was just one of those years where
They hopefully won't have it again.
very rare
Yeah.
for San Antonio. Very, very rare. Yeah.
Then
But
we-
it does happen.
Yeah, they were making fun of us because they were saying that there were suspicions of us wearing all these bling blings and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Dude, I got to a point where I didn't even care about. I just wanted. There was so much people calling, and I just wanted to take care of all my customers.
Yeah.
There was people with no water, customers with water,
Yeah.
days without water.
Yeah.
And I remember we were driving. I had some videos and some photos where we were driving through the snow. I mean, it was snowing, and we were driving, trying to help people because we knew there were no water for 2-3 days, and they were on the list.
Yeah.
And
Actually, for us, because we were working during Snowbit, we didn't really make a lot of money like people would expect because it was mostly like small things that needed to be taped or sealed or repaired.
Yeah.
But it was like there was a lot of work, but I mean,
But it was more for the plumbers.
yeah, the money was for the plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
The plumbers were the ones that were all backed up.
We were. Yeah.
Yeah, for weeks.
Unfortunately, yes, we
For
were.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Fortunately and fortunately.
Yes,
Unfortunately and
unfortunately, correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, what else what other common things can we can we discuss about
so
precautions
basically,
and
do y'all help people get ready for on an annual basis? Do y'all have like a maintenance plan or a membership?
We don't have a membership, but I mean, we always tell customers that are like we're gonna call them like just for preventable maintenance, right? And we have a schedule like, okay, it's been almost gonna be a year that we install this water heater. We need to call these customers to see everything is fine.
What do you all check during the maintenance?
Like we just do a walkthrough. If they want us, if like for example, if we only did a water heater, we know for sure we're gonna go check on the water heater, make sure everything is well. First of all, we're gonna have to flush it because been already a year, and then the other one we're gonna check all the connections is still perfect and right, and then the gas is going well, and then
it's kind of like a 15-point inspection or like a 20-point inspection, right? There's all these little things that you have to look at.
Yes, and then if the customer gives us the permission to walk into the whole entire house, I mean, we actually walk and check the plumbing underneath, the faucets, and then number one, we check the water pressure.
Yeah, first thing you check.
First thing we do. The first thing we walk into, that's the first thing. And if it's over 80 pounds, we let them know that that's a risk.
Yeah, and then you can pull it back.
Yes.
How much something doing the maintenance costs?
Not really. Just doing the maintenance on a water heater. I mean, they're not gonna spend more than $200. I mean, it's probably like an hour labor. I mean, an hour visit in the house. I mean,
but that's to do the draining of it and everything, right?
Yeah, just draining it and shaking everything. And now if we see something wrong with it, and then we'll give them a price how much it would, like a faucet, it needs to be replaced, and then we give them a price on how much it would be.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than waiting for snow bit or
or something happens. Oh, that's over.
Yeah.
And there's some houses that have the water heaters in the attic. Like, well, I don't even know who ever thought about that. Why would you put a water heater?
Yeah, well, that was back then. I mean, I know there's I don't if I'm not mistaken that Texas, well, not San Antonio, won't let do that anymore on the new homes.
Yeah, no, it's the old ones.
That's crazy. I mean, it's just I seen water heaters down in the floor. I mean, yes. And people in the house, I mean, people that live in the house
could have fallen on somebody.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean,
or the other bad place, they put them underneath the AC.
I
some
know
contractors.
those are so.
And then the people are like, "There's no enough airflow." It's like, well, the water heater's taking off. Like,
the
most
airflow,
underneath it. So
see, I never thought about it. They had that issue, really? Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to have a gap underneath it, and you put a water heater. It's going to reduce the amount of air that goes in through the AC and then supply it.
Yeah.
So if you want to put like a better filtration for the air, because you have allergies and you want very good filters, once you put that, you got to get air from somewhere else besides the heat to make up for that air that's the heater's taking space up.
Yeah. And so you've had some experience working with COR Plumbing yourself, Francisco? You and your team? Y'all send business to each other, right?
Brian is one of our coworkers, and Cesar, they work together a lot. So,
me and Brian, we have passed some work
to each other. Yeah. Always, and it's always been a good experience, right? Like I said, he's worked on my own house several times, so I can definitely speak for the high quality of work that these guys do. You have some of your employees that work with him. Y'all are in BNI groups together, so y'all are always kind of transferring, leads to each other.
Yeah, and what surprises me is that he's the business owner and he's over there leading from the front.
Yeah,
like showing his coworkers or employees how to do things the right way, being a good example.
Yeah,
and being out there in the field himself. So I mean, that speaks a lot because you know that you're getting somebody that knows what they're doing, that has experience, that has the customer's best interest in place. So
and you guys just got a new truck, right?
Yeah, we just
got
a brand new one. Yeah,
it's a pretty big one, right?
It is nice.
Yeah,
it is nice. I didn't get to drive it, but yes.
What type of warranties do y'all offer with your repairs or?
Well, it depends. If it's just a repair, it's like 3 months warranty. If it's a whole replacement, it's a year.
Okay.
A whole year.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like the manufacturer does provide something too?
Correct. Yes. If like the water heater, depends which one you get, but usually it's a 6 years warranty on water heaters. And,
That's good because sometimes you get the tail light warranty. Have you heard of that one?
What is that?
So there's only a warranty until you can see the tail lights of the car, and after you don't see it, after it turns, the warranty's gone.
After they ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let me write it down.
There are companies that are offering that one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you got the license plate because good luck.
Yeah, they'll even tell you that they'll give you a lifetime or they'll give you 5 years or something.
Yeah.
And if it's too good to be true, it's probably not gonna happen.
That's right. That's very right. Very true.
Yeah.
And you have a book, right?
Yeah.
What is the book about? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well,
I might be a little biased on why I think the book is a great idea, but tell us.
I didn't get my book. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have brought it.
That's
but,
okay.
But yeah, my book talks about all the questions, just regular customers' question they have. I mean, like drainage and easy stuff that happens at your residential.
Yeah.
It just talks about all easy fix.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of like some of what we've been
Yeah.
discussing, right? The things to look out for, the preventative maintenance, right? You know,
that's
those
what it talks about.
kind of things.
It talks about a little bit about me, just a little bit, but
just
not
a little
much,
bit, but not.
much.
It's not like a biography or anything.
But it talks more about who helped me out to do it, Marcos Salinas. Nah, not really. But his name is there.
Only
so
one page.
That's it. That's all about it. No, but it's a great book.
But have you got any feedback from anybody that you gave it to?
A lot. As a
People
matter
are
of
saying
fact,
they like it, they
As
appreciate
a matter
it.
of fact, I passed you some referrals of people that likes it. They say, oh, that's a good idea.
Man, dude, what a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we've got one in the works right now for Air Integrity as well.
yes.
Yeah,
still writing that.
there's been a few delays,
Yes.
but it wasn't on my site.
No, it wasn't.
And no, because I got it all done, but there's a few little edits
Oh, there you
that
are.
we're waiting on. Yeah, but his came out really good too. A lot of good content about, air conditioning. And again, both of y'all are in the type of world where doing a little bit of maintenance will make a big difference on how much money you save.
Yes.
Both of you guys,
Yeah.
right? I think yours is a little bit more drastic because it involves water. More common is going to involve water, which is water is just what's going to do the ultimate damage to the house. Aside from like fire, water is going to just do so much damage. So both of your industries, I think it's vitally important to make sure that you're on top of those things, that you're aware of those things, so that you can kind of make sure that y'all are coming out at least once a year, right? At least once a year, just to make sure there's nothing too crazy. Watch the pressure, like you said. Kind of like going to the doctor. How's my blood pressure? Do we need to lower it? Okay, what do I need to do? The first thing you check is that. You're making sure that there's no other major issues with the water heater or with the pipe. Sometimes the pipes will burst, and and it's a big job, and those things can be very, very, very expensive.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I remember one day, it's been like a couple of years, that I remember that night was raining. It was a storm. It was, lighting, all that kind. And then I got a call first thing in the morning from this customer that this house, there was a leak in his house. And when I show up into the house, well, we opened there was nobody in the house. The owners, they were in Las Vegas. And the neighbor, he saw the water coming out in the morning. That was next day in the morning. I'm like, it just rained last night. I'm like, maybe it was a roof or something. Well, while we walk into the house, we actually broke the door to walk into the house because he got permission from the guys from over the phone.
Yeah.
The whole house was flooded, brother. A whole house. Well, we started investigating it, but I didn't know where the water was coming from. So I said, what, go ahead and turn the water on. They had already turned the water off, and I saw this fresh water. Well, this is what happened. A lighting hit the roof, and it started burn. It started, a fire.
Like a little bit of a fire?
It started a fire.
In the attic or what?
In the attic. And it was a fire. You see, I did all the investigation before the fire. Everybody got there before that. And then, but lucky because all the PEX pipe that is there,
Yeah.
it just melted.
Oh.
It melted. And the water stopped. The water stopped the fire.
Wow.
What happened?
Then it flooded the house.
It flooded the house.
So pick your poison.
We
You want the fire or you want the water?
We was so crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna tell me that it was the Wet Bandits.
No.
You know who that is?
Yeah, that's
You
good
understand?
food,
Well, as we're recording this podcast, we're close to Christmas time, and there's a show that everybody watches, Home Alone. And those guys go in there. They always flood the house. And so I thought you were going to tell me you got there and it was the Wet Bandit.
So another question for you is, you're a great person. We love you to death. But tell us about your team. What can people expect when they call your office? Who shows up to their home to do their work?
Yeah.
Tell us about their personalities or some of the values that they hold.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have two phone numbers. The main number that everybody had, it is my number. That I now is, if I don't get to the phone, either because I'm busy, that I am most of the time.
Yep.
It goes and transfer into the office.
Okay.
The office phone, and there's another phone number for the hair. That most of the time is Brenda.
Okay.
Who answers the phones?
Yep.
I mean, you all know Brenda.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we've met.
And she's great. I mean, she has the best customer service ever. I mean, everybody that I talk to, ladies, that lady is so good on the phone. I mean, the way she talks to us, it makes you feel that you are comfortable with a customer.
Taken care of. Yeah.
And I trust me. I mean, Brenda is great on the
Yeah.
phone and the customer service, and she's the one that does all the
Booking, scheduling.
the scheduling.
Yeah.
All the schedule. Now, sending my guys, I mean, well, we are right now, we're over at six. We're six.
6 people?
Yeah, 6 people.
Plus
And-
you.
Yes. And then, but my main guys, there is Luis, Don. Don has a lot of experience over 30 years of plumbing service.
Wow.
And he's military. He's Air Force, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And he knows a lot.
Okay.
He
yeah.
knows a
I
lot.
I think he worked with mine. Yeah.
Yes, he knows
he's
a
really
lot.
sharp.
And he knows a lot, and he has a lot of experience, and he always has a helper with him. And then we gotta make sure everything gets done and clean, and he knows what to do. Now,
Yeah.
Luis, he doesn't talk too much, but he's the greatest worker. I mean, he
Hardworking.
gets the job done, and he knows so much about the plumbing, and he's been with me over 4 years already, Luis.
Yeah.
And I mean that guy. I mean, a lot of people ask. There's some people that ask for Luis only, and a lot of people ask for Don only. So it depends what kind of service you want. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is both. I mean, and then I have Vicente, I have Jason, and they're a great person as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've always been impressed with your team, man. You're always really good about hiring the right people.
yeah,
Good, hardworking people that come in. You know, these people are coming into your house, man, and you know you want people that are there to get the job done and not, you know, make you feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And both of you guys have always done a great job of making sure that you vet these people, that you have the right guys on your team, and gals as well.
yeah.
So you know,
I have
that's a big
another
thing.
lady on the office. Her name is Veronica, and either Brenda's on the phone or is on the meetings, BNI meetings or stuff. She will get to.
She's
the
a
phone.
backup?
Yeah, she's a backup. She has other stuff to do at the office, like paperwork and tracking and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think we have a great team right now.
That's great. That's great. Okay, one last question before we wrap up. What do you like to do for your free time?
And then I would also like to know, where do I see you in the next 5 years? So,
Let's do that one first. That's
one?
What does your next 5 years look like? Where do you hope to see your business, or you know, everything in the next 5 years or so?
Well, I mean, I see my business growing. I mean, I think we've been growing. Tremendously. I mean, we can see the difference in years. I mean,
Right.
I mean, big.
Yep.
And in 5 years, I mean, I want to be, running a big company. I want
Double the trucks, maybe,
probably
like double the
truck,
team.
probably double the team, and a big warehouse and an office. And
Do you want to be doing more residential, more commercial, or a mixture?
I love the way we're doing it right now.
We have a good mix.
Yeah, I'm doing service. We do. That's something that we didn't mention.
Yeah. What is your percentage of residential?
Probably it's 50-50.
It is 50-50?
It is
Wow.
50-50. But on the residential is more services. And
Okay.
the commercial is all probably new construction.
I see.
And remodels and stuff like that. So commercial, residential, I love it. I mean, we've done so many commercial kitchens. restaurants.
Yeah.
And then we had experience on doing that, and we're just gonna keep doing it that way. Now in the residential, we do a lot of service, a lot of service. That's everyday service, emergency, and something that we didn't mention either. I mean, drains backing up.
Oh yeah.
We get those calls. I got the drain is backing up, the toilet is backing up.
That we're
We're not gonna, because I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you where I put my hand. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Hold on. That's what this is for here. The
Oh, there you go. You know what? No. So anyway.
Usually it's for bad words, but on this show, it has to be for those backups.
That's the reason I do AC and not plumbing.
Not plumbing.
There's no way.
Yeah, so we do a lot of the draining, clear drain backing up.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
that's a busy world too.
Yeah,
etc.
Yeah.
But, and you even did Whataburger, right?
We did Whataburger at the airport. We did Starbucks at the airport.
Yeah.
And we've done most of it. All the Terminal 8 restaurants, all those we've been for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you hope to keep it about 50-50 in the next 5 years?
I think that's it.
You're comfortable with that?
I think if I can divide a crew just doing commercial, and then another crew, another 2 crews, 3 crews doing
Totally
residential,
separate
and another
group.
3 or 4 crews doing commercial only.
Yeah.
And display that work and be
like
busy. That would be great.
And then finally, that's when you'll take a step back.
Maybe.
And even at that, it's only maybe.
I mean, I love to be outside on the field.
We keep trying to pull you over to have cigar with us and
I know.
to go play golf with us and to do all these things, but we can't get you away, man. You keep on going to those dirty drains.
I know. I love.
He has a weird fetish about the dirty drain or something, man.
Yeah, I'm good on it. I'm serious. I'm good on it.
If you're good, then you got to go with it, right?
I know. Some people they ask me, say, "Hey, can you come and help me?" I say, and they know that when I get either, I don't know what it is, a magic or whatever, but I'll get it clear.
Dang.
I know how to use my cable machines. I'm good on it. So.
Okay, now tell us about.
Let's switch the topic.
Yes, that's it.
Tell us about what you do for fun. For sure, I know I've seen you shooting hogs on the helicopter.
Oh yeah.
Because I was real jealous when I saw that one, dude. I had to shut my laptop. Boom. I want to do that too.
Yeah.
Well, you like to go hunting, right?
I love going hunting. I like the outdoors.
Anything in the outdoors?
Yeah, but fishing is my thing.
Fishing is the main.
I love fishing.
Are we talking about in the ocean, or are we talking?
Yeah, deep sea.
You like doing deep sea, saltwater?
Shores, and I mean, I love that.
Like on a guided tour and those type of things?
I mean, we used to go once a month. Every month we were there fishing, and it got to a point where we got so busy that, I mean, I've been fishing only once this year.
The whole year?
The whole year.
Wow, man.
I know, it's sad, but
That's
I mean.
a good Christmas gift for your family.
I know, we should.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't hear you. You're too far.
Yes, if your wife listens to this, that would be a good Christmas.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but now that I mean, like golf, I'm not good on golfing, but I loved it this time that we were in golf. Francisco was there. We got to see each other there.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it so much.
It's fun, right?
It is fun.
And you don't have to be great.
No, and well, what are you doing it for? I mean, you're doing it for something. I mean, you're supporting something.
Sure.
Yeah. It's all about
but the thing about golf courses is that they're always set up in a very beautiful place.
Correct.
So when you're there, you're surrounded by the beauty, right? And just being in that environment is very relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's good exercise, and you can keep the body moving, and you know, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and
you get to talk to a lot of different people and
networking.
And it's about that's what I was telling everybody. I'm just here just for the beer.
There you go.
Who's that? Who used to say that? I'm here.
Who said that?
I'm here. I'm just
here for the whiskey.
I'm just here for the beer.
Who said that?
You know him? No, that. You know that? Yeah, that from Axe. What's his name? You know
somebody from our church.
Ryan.
Yes. Somebody from our church.
I'm just right here for the beer.
Yeah, because the Knights of Columbus and those guys have a reputation for having some, a little bit of something. Yeah. By the way, did you enjoy your whiskey? We always do pre-whiskey here before the podcast to loosen everybody up.
Say that?
So if you want to come on and you want to have a relaxing time,
Yes.
come on. We'll pour you a little cup and some styrofoam, or you can add it to your HTO like I did, and loosens up everything a little bit. Yeah. All right, and of course, you're a family man. You're a church man. You go to retreats. That's where we met. We met as part of the Acts community. You and I were both on the Acts COR, and so I've seen you also being very helpful and doing a lot of things at the parish as well, lending a hand, even with music as well, and with your kids, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, so that's pretty much, if you're not working, you're probably doing some and you're not fishing, then you're probably hanging out with the family at church.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I love to help my community.
That's awesome.
I like to give back.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Well, Cesar, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great talking with you about you and your business, getting to know you better, and we're very grateful. I'm sure Francisco would agree, very grateful to have you as one of our trade partners here for Air Integrity, and we hope to be able to continue working with you for the future.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you, Francisco, for the invitation. And
let's try to get you out of
yes.
the work environment at least a little bit.
Yeah, I see you guys go and smoke cigars and all that.
I mean, we're waiting for you, man. We're there waiting for you. So let us know when you can join us. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Let's plan it.
Any final words?
I mean, thank you for coming, and I mean, we're excited to see you grow and where you're going.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. That does it for another episode of the Agents Lounge podcast. We'll catch you here next time.
You've been listening to the Agents Lounge podcast, brought to you by Air Integrity Comfort Solutions. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or to listen to past episodes, please visit agentsloungepodcast.com.